We have this mentality that artists are supposed to serve us, to make their art for us, the consumers. Their purpose is to entertain us, to serve us, to please us. We don't simply want things from celebrities. We expect things. And not only that, but there is more of a back and forth channel between us, the consumers, the audience, and the artists via the internet and social media. This came to the forefront of my mind seeing some of the responses to André 3000's new project, 7 piano sketches. In my opinion, this project is what it says on the tin. These are 7 extremely rough and oftentimes meandering sketches featuring mostly solo piano with very little other production or instrumentation. And it's a very brief, 16 minutes. Did I enjoy the project? Sure. I think it was fine, but it definitely isn't horrible. But do I think it was advertised as some big grand artistic statement? No. Do I think it's fair to call it a soulless cash grab, as I've seen some people say? No, I honestly don't. All the criticisms leveled at the project from a musical standpoint, I understand. You can have that. Even the most scathing critiques, I understand where people are coming from. But what I don't like is how a lot of the conversation around this project isn't so much about the music. Andre's name as an artist, but particularly in the hip-hop space, causes one of two things to happen. One, people tune into what he puts out and they praise it like it's the most innovative and groundbreaking musical endeavor of the 21st century. Or they trash it immediately because they want raps. They wanted raps every year since Outkast broke up. They wanted raps in 2023 when he released New Blue Sun, and they still want raps now. Now, there's always going to be people in the first category, and to those people I'll just say that there's plenty of great piano-based jazz music out there to find and explore that has more skill and intent than this André project does. And that's no shade to André's project, but again, it says what it is on the tin, and he made a post telling you exactly what to expect, and more importantly, what not to expect. But anyway, for the people that off rip tore into it because it wasn't what they wanted, I have one thing to say. Allow artists to be artists. Artists do not exist for our gratification, our pleasure, to fulfill our expectations. At the core of it all, they make art because it's inside of them to make art. And to use André's song title off of New Blue Sun, I swear I really wanted to make a rap album this time. I swear I really wanted to make a rap album, but this is literally the way the... Bro! I swear I really wanted to make a rap album, but this is literally the way the wind blew me this time. We gotta understand that sometimes the wind blows artists in a certain direction. We might not like that direction, we might think it sucks, but that's an integral part of being an artist. And I think a lot of people that aren't artists don't quite understand that. They've gotten so much into the habit of viewing art from the point of view of the consumer only. But you gotta stop that. Following that wind, following that voice, that inner child, that invisible force that tells you to go left when others go right, that's at the heart of making art. I feel very strongly about this because 1, I'm an artist myself, and 2, I learned this lesson when I was younger. This was back in the mid-late 2000s. Bush was in the Oval Office, Facebook and YouTube were still figuring themselves out. I was fanboying out over Avatar and Heroes, and I had an iPod Shuffle with everything from Pharrell to M.I.A. to John Mayer on it. So what happened? Well, when I got my iPod Shuffle, my big sis helped me load some music onto it. But there were these 2 early demos on there from a little known UK band called Arctic Monkeys. When I got my hands on their 2006 debut album, I listened to it a ton. And the same goes with the 2007 follow-up. These 2 albums had angst, rebelliousness, and attitude. And then in 2009, they released a new album. I went to the music store and bought the CD with my own money, and the album's name is Humbug. At first, I did not know what to think. This album was dark and brooding in its subject matter and tone, and sonically it borrowed more from psych rock, stoner rock, and desert rock than garage or punk. It was a drastic left turn from the more upbeat, youthful music of their first 2 albums. But you know what I did? I sat with the record. I kept listening, and then it clicked, and then it quickly became my favorite record of theirs, and to this day it probably sits at number 2 for me in their discography. This album taught me that artists can and will change course, explore different sounds, change as people, and we should not only allow it, but we should encourage it, even if we don't love it every time. Art is a reflection of the human condition. An artist's journey is more than their journey to a bigger bag. So after Humbug dropped, I learned that you have to let artists do their thing. And this is a sidebar, but have you ever seen those comments from people that go something like, "They were better when they were on drugs"? No? Well, I have. And I find that mentality and the need for you to put it out into the world, really gross. That's a person you're talking about. Someone dealing with their own struggles and hardships. Imagine being a non-artist, a non-public figure, and you're 5 years sober, and someone comes up to you on the street and says, "Hey,
you were a lot funnier when you were drunk."
I liked you better when you smoked.
And you say that about an artist, it's the same thing. It's actually worse, because to an artist, it's their entire livelihood. It is their way of supporting themselves or their families. And it's just an extension of the way we expect and demand our artists and celebrities to be. Whatever it is that we demand at that particular time. But what the hell do we know?
This is going to sound dumb, arrogant, but I don't make stuff based on what they tell me they want to see. To my experience, the audience doesn't know what they want to see. That's why I have to take swings and figure out in my mind, based on me being out in the real world and experiencing life, to then recreate and portray fictional versions of life. So if I'm counting on the audience to know what they want, this is a very dangerous proposition.
You want to know what struck me most about what André said on Instagram about this new project? It's the very last sentence. He says, "It's jokingly the worst rap album in history because there are no lyrics on it at all. It's the best because it's the freest emotionally and the best I've felt personally. It's the best because it's like a palate cleanser for me." You might see a soulish cash grab when you look at this project because it's not what you wanted or you just didn't like it. But I see a project of sketches with a few decent ideas on it from an artist that is telling us that it's the freest emotionally and best he's felt personally. That's why it was created and released. So instead of holding on to what you think you want or need or deserve from an artist, just accept that it's out of your control, and that even if it results in some stuff you hate, we really do want to live in a world where artists are allowed to be artists instead of chasing the idea of what they should be, a sound you expect, a vision you want. They shouldn't be chasing clicks or people's expectations. They should be going where the wind blows them. It's been M.I.A. I'm Noah. Thanks for listening. I'm out of here.